Hi, welcome to The Incompetent Cook. I'm the Incompetent Cook Andrew Cattanach, and I often get a lot of fan letters saying, how do you manage to fit such an infant-like diet into such a remarkable figure? And I've got someone who actually cooks great food, very decadent food, but also happens to do some modelling on the side. Ladies and gentlemen, Robyn Lawley. Robyn, thanks for coming to The Incompetent Cook.
Thanks for having me.
Now, I think per gram, this bread and butter pudding might be one of the most delicious, but worst things for you. Worse, I mean...
I think this is the best thing for you, especially in a cold day, or you break up, or you're alone, and this is just comfort food.
Sorry, I just thought about the cold days and the breakup. Sorry, thanks. Okay, so we're going to get started, and obviously we're going to start with this gigantic bowl of bread. You recommend French crust, but some incompetent people just buy standard loaves.
Yes, I see this. What is this?
This is just...
standard white bread.
Yeah, I just...
Where did you buy this from?
I just stood at a park and there was an old man giving it out on the street.
Right,
I just had to fight some pigeons off. Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
You can do this, it's fine.
It's cool.
It works.
Alright, so over there we've got eggs, sugar. We do have a bourbon sauce that we'll get to, a bourbon butter sauce. That's amazing. Do you want me to start on this, which pretty much involves putting this into there?
Soaking all the bread.
I can do that? Yep. Okay. And what are you going to do over there with the egg mixture?
I'm going to make the egg mixture. Just 3 beaten eggs. Have you measured this?
Oh yeah.
Is that 2 cups?
That's 2 cups.
That's 2 cups.
Yeah.
All right.
I will say also before, and there's lots of beautiful big, as you say, it's the decadent dishes for friends and family in this book, but there was a certain Booktopia employee who, when I remarked at how cheap this is to make, they actually said, well, that's because poor people eat it, Andrew. So thanks for that, John Purcell. Some of us like just delicious food, don't we, Robyn?
Well, yeah, and it is actually a very affordable dish to make.
It is.
If you use bread like that.
So tell me about making the cookbook. You obviously had a lot of fun. There's a lot of just good old-fashioned recipes and a little bit of fusion in there as well.
Well, yeah, it's based, on my blog, and then I wanted to... My blog was more of a food journal, and I wanted to have more of my recipes and my dishes that I make all over my friends and family featured. So I just put things on Tumblr, and I don't really look too much at the stats, but it's always the weirdest thing that has the most views. Like, I made a potato cake that was like, oh, this is like 3 seconds to make, and that's like my most re-blog post. I'll go to all this effort to make this huge decadent cake, and then it has like 50 reposts. So it's definitely the quick dishes that people love to make. When I was in New York, if they ever have like bread and butter pudding, it's just my favorite dessert.
So they have bread and butter pudding in New York? Is that a thing? I just assumed, because, well, no, I think I'm just still on the fact that John Purcell said that it was food for poor people. I didn't realise it could be lovely. Fancy.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, it's fancy.
With that sauce, and while we're making
yeah, exactly, the bourbon sauce we make.
We should talk about that sauce, because that is the most amazing thing I've made. I made a little bit ahead of time, just to be sure that I didn't completely bugger it up. But
I don't even know if I can eat it because I'm pregnant.
I'll fall on the sword and I will have your bourbon and butter sauce, Robyn. That's what we do here. I'm sorry.
Made it with some friendly, like no bourbon.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
2 teaspoons of cinnamon.
You know you're getting old when the only reason you buy bourbon is for cooking, I think. That's where I'm at in life. I'm not doing that. Now, let's talk a little bit about these cheeky devils. The bananas. Is that no good? Is that...
It's a bit sloppy.
well, I just want to...
I put some bit more bread in there.
Really?
Yeah, I would
You have more...
Because you're not using nice French bread. See, I would put a bit more bread in here.
Yeah?
Give me that bread too.
Sure.
All of it. So I do say use any kind of bread, but I was just hoping that you follow my instructions and use the bread I want you to use.
Yeah, well, look, that is the incompetent cook. That's the way. He doesn't listen and he uses cheap things.
Okay.
Well, that's looking good. Right. Now, first you put the banana in. Is that right? Which, it smells amazing. Cool, that smells good. And so what other recipes can we find in Robyn Lawley Eats?
Well, did you put butter in here?
I didn't. I realised that beforehand, but I didn't actually bring
I know, where's the butter?
No, I didn't bring the butter. I used to.
Pudding.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's in the.
You just left out my favourite ingredient.
I know. The whole video. I don't know if people at home could rewind this, but the whole video, as soon as we started, I was looking at that dish going, at some point we're going to need butter, and I forgot it. Yeah. So look, let's put it in anyway.
All right.
And I'll.
Okay.
The office people at home.
The butter is meant to be here because that's the bread and butter portion.
Oh, tough crowd. This is going to be tricky. Oh, wow. Let me. So we're good to go?
Yep.
Okay. So we're going to chuck this in at about, what's now? I've got it about 170, I think it's meant to be. Yep, we're good. Okay.
Did you prepare one earlier?
I did. Let's in 3, 2, 1, and voila. What do you think? Impressed? It's pretty. No? Is that your impressed face? Is that not?
Is this one you prepared earlier, right?
This is it. I didn't do it with you, but admittedly I didn't follow a lot of the instructions.
Can I get a copy of my book, please?
Can we? And look, it's
See what I mean by
that's
Italian.
Do I see what you?
Crusty, nice bread that's going to soak up the ingredients, but not too much that it turns into slurry.
And with the butter I see what you've done there.
Definitely need some butter.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to try it for you.
No, you don't have to. It's fine.
I will. But those people at home, the good ones in the oven, or perhaps use this kind of bread.
All right. Let's serve it up there. So
you said it smelled good, at least.
It does smell good. It smells good. And because despite I get asked at the bus stop all the time, I'm not pregnant, so I'm going to have a little bit of the bourbon sauce.
I mean, you can actually, I suppose, if you want to be cheap and use a homeless person's bread, it still tastes good. So
I think I should get that on a bumper sticker. That should be it. Well, look, I mean, I've really tried to not do that well, and it still turned out really nice.
Yeah, at least it tastes good.
And don't forget, cook it like we did before, because you can actually see the bread through the oven there. It's actually working.
Yeah, I'm like, you still should definitely see the bread.
Well, look, thank you for trying a little bit of mine as well.
Yeah, it's okay.
And thanks for coming in, Robyn. It's been, look, if I can do it or half do it, then anybody can do it, right?
Yeah.
And you can grab Robyn's book, Robyn Lawley Eats, at booktopia.com.au right now. It's pretty good, isn't it?
No, it tastes, oh my goodness.
This is a public service announcement from the Incompetent Cook. If you ever have to cook, for any reason, follow the recipe. Because this is the bread and butter pudding from Robyn Lawley Eats. Admittedly delicious, but looks like a cat's been sick in a dish. This, on the other hand, is the bread and butter pudding that Robyn cooked when she was here. Full of subtlety and exotic flavours, cinnamon, and most of all, looks like a bread and butter pudding. It has butter that I forgot to use. It has bread that I forgot to include. It has everything. So ladies and gentlemen, buy a copy of Robyn Lawley Eats and please follow the recipes.